I'm halfway down the hall when I spot Cynthia Viand and Tommy Brewster, Castleberry's golden pod couple. Tommy isn't too bright, but he is the center on the basketball team. Cynthia, on the other hand, is senior class president, head of the prom committee, an outstanding member of the National Honor Society, and got all the Girl Scout badges by the time she was 10. She and Tommy have been dating for 3 years. I try not to give them much thought, but alphabetically, my last name comes right before Tommy's, so I'm stuck with the locker next to his and stuck sitting next to him in assembly and therefore basically stuck seeing him and Cynthia every day. And don't make those goofy faces during assembly, Cynthia scolds. This is a very important day for me, and don't forget about Daddy's dinner on Saturday. What about my party? Tommy protests. You can have the party on Friday night, Cynthia snaps. There could be an actual person inside Cynthia, but if there is, I've never seen it. I swing open my locker. Cynthia suddenly looks up and spots me. Tommy gives me a blank stare as if he has no idea who I am, but Cynthia is too well brought up for that. Hello, Carrie, she says like she's 30 years old instead of 17. Changing. It's hard to pull off in this little town. Welcome to hell school, a voice behind me says. It's Walt. He's the boyfriend of one of my other best friends, Maggie. Walt and Maggie have been dating for 2 years, and the three of us do practically everything together. Which sounds kind of weird, but Walt is like one of the girls. Walt, Cynthia says, you're just the man I want to see. If you want me to be on the prom committee, the answer is no. Cynthia ignores Walt's little joke. It's about Sebastian Kydd? Is he really coming back to Castleberry? Not again. My nerve endings light up like a Christmas tree. That's what Doreen says. Walt shrugs as if he couldn't care less. Doreen is Walt's mother and a guidance counselor at Castleberry High. She claims to know everything and passes all her information on to Walt, the good, the bad, and the completely untrue. I heard he was kicked out of private school for dealing drugs, Cynthia says. I need to know if we're going to have a problem on our hands. I have no idea, Walt says, giving her an enormous fake smile. Walt finds Cynthia and Tommy nearly as annoying as I do. What kind of drugs? I ask casually as we walk away. Painkillers? Like in Valley of the Dolls? It's my favorite secret book, along with the DSM-3, which is this tiny manual about mental disorders. Where the hell do you get painkillers these days? Oh, Carrie, I don't know, Walt says, no longer interested. His mother? Not likely. I try to squeeze the memory of my one and only encounter with Sebastian Kydd out of my head, but it sneaks in anyway. I was 12 and starting to go through an awkward stage. I had skinny legs and no chest, 2 pimples, and frizzy hair. I was also wearing cat's eye glasses and carrying a dog-eared copy of What About Me by Mary Gordon Howard. I was obsessed with feminism. My mother was remodeling the kids' kitchen, and we'd stopped by their house to check on the project. Suddenly, Sebastian appeared in the doorway, and for no reason and completely out of the blue, I sputtered, Mary Gordon Howard believes that most forms of sexual intercourse can be classified as rape. For a moment, there was silence. Mrs. Kydd smiled. It was the end of the summer, and her tan was set off by her pink and green shorts in a swirly design. She wore white eyeshadow and pink lipstick. My mother always said Mrs. Kydd was considered a great beauty. Hopefully you'll feel differently about it once you're married. Oh, I don't plan to get married. It's a legalized form of prostitution. Oh my. Mrs. Kydd laughed, and Sebastian, who had paused on the patio on his way out, said, I'm taking off. Again, Sebastian? Mrs. Kydd exclaimed with a hint of annoyance. But the Bradshaws just got here. Sebastian shrugged. Going over to Bobby's to play drums. I stared after him in silence, my mouth agape. Clearly Mary Gordon Howard had never met a Sebastian Kydd. It was love at first sight. In assembly, I take my seat next to Tommy Brewster, who is hitting the kid in front of him with a notebook. A girl in the aisle is asking if anyone has a tampon, while 2 girls behind me are excitedly whispering about Sebastian Kydd.